Hello folks, this is another video from Microsoft Excel, and the topic that's going to be covered is using the sum function. The file that I'm going to use for this is Jane's Kitchen, and Jane's Kitchen has been put together as a club that's going to deal with baking. What they have done is they have bought quite a number of items, and what we want to do is to add up those items so that Jane knows how much to pay. I'm going to move down so we can see the information in front of us. Now, with any formula, what we need to do is choose our destination cell. In this spreadsheet, you can see the destination cell is already highlighted, but its cell reference is C16. Like any formula, and a function is a formula, you use your equals on your keyboard. Equals will always tell the computer to move from text or number and to come in to being able to do a formula or a function. The next thing that we do is we type in the name of that function, and the name of the function that we want to use is sum. And I open up my bracket. Now point 3 from here says choose your start cell. So we can see that we have from row 5 to row 11 the equipment that Jane wants to buy for her club. So the price of the commercial microwave is £206.75, and that sits inside cell C5. So once I click into C5, you will see that it is automatically entered into my function. Now the next thing I'd like to type in then is the colon. And what the colon does then is tell the computer I want to go from one cell to the next cell. You could see there when I typed in the colon that Microsoft Excel was trying to be helpful. So sometimes I always need to take it back to what I'm looking for, and I need to take control. My end cell then is going to be where the heated display bases are, and that is C11. So I'm now going to click my mouse into C11, and you will see that it automatically has been brought into my sum function. So my sum tells me create a total, add everything up from my start cell of C5 and bring that right through to C11. So I'm then going to close off my function by finishing off the bracket, and if I hit my enter key, you will see that that works out at £1,757.32. Now that is the way that I prefer to do my sum functions. However, there are more than one way to do that. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to show you a second way of doing that. Okay, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to turn this to red. And the reason for that is because this then is going to be a technique that doesn't use the colon. We start in exactly the same way. Choose your destination cell, and we already know that's C16. Type your equals in to let the computer know it's going to be a formula/function. Type in the name of your formula, which is sum, and open up the bracket ready to receive the cell referencing. We know the start point is C5, and if I keep my mouse held down in C5, I can drag the whole way down until I get to C11. C11 is the heated display bases, and it's the last thing that I want to add up. If I let go of my mouse, you will see that my function has already been updated with the colon and also with the end cell. And what you can see from the selection now that I have chosen to put inside that function, this is called marching ants. In other words, it's your active cell, but it's telling me that it is more than active. And if I finish that off with the close bracket and hit the enter key, it will bring me in exactly the same result, £1,757.32. So that's two different ways that you can actually do it. The first way, where you put in your colon, which was number 4, you control your start and end point. And the second way, where you don't need to put in the colon, you do your clicking and your dragging. It's entirely up to yourselves which one you want to use. Now, for those of you who've used a spreadsheet before, you may have used something called AutoSum. I'm going to ask you for both level 1 and level 2 essential skills to step away from AutoSum. AutoSum is a shortcut that has been created that does add things up, but there are times when it doesn't work correctly. So for example, let me show you that. So I'm in my Home tab and I'm sliding across to where I see AutoSum. So if I click into AutoSum, let's make sure that we're in our destination cell. Destination cell is C16. I don't need to do any of my steps. I go to my AutoSum. So if I click into AutoSum, you will see that Microsoft Excel has tried to be helpful. It's tried to add up what's gone above. But you can see we have blank spaces. So Microsoft Excel is not that intelligent enough to know to leave out those blank spaces and only do the items. If I left this sum, I would find that it's only adding up from C14, which is here, and C15, which is here, which would be incorrect. So my advice, folks, stay away from AutoSum. This now ends the video for using sum as a function.